Welcome to Flower Care. Today, I want to share with you a very special story, the journey of reviving an orchid that seemed to have run out of life. This is an orchid with only a few fresh roots left, seemingly beyond saving. But I believe, with a little patience, a little care, and a lot of love, miracles can still happen. And now, let's start the journey of awakening life in this orchid. This is an orchid whose leaves and tips have almost completely rotted. The main cause is usually due to sucking insects, combined with mold attacks that damage the plant tissue and spread quickly down the stem. As you can see, the leaves have rotten patches, are oozing water and giving off a very unpleasant smell. This is a typical sign that the plant is being seriously attacked by bacteria and fungi. Some leaves have even turned completely yellow and have large puncture marks, traces left by insects after sucking and damaging leaf tissue. Therefore, we need to remove all rotten leaves to prevent the fungus from spreading to healthy parts of the plant. Next, we will check the internal substrate to see the current root condition and come up with appropriate treatment measures. As you can see, a large part of the roots are dry, rotten, and have black fungus spots. This is a sign that the disease has spread to the substrate. However, there are still some fresh and healthy roots, and that is a very good sign that we can save the plant. Now, we will remove all the old substrate because it is infected and can spread to the healthy roots at any time. This also helps us to observe more clearly the condition of the internal roots to decide on the next course of action. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to click the like and subscribe buttons to support me, and don't miss any useful orchid care tips. I'm happy to accompany you on the journey of nurturing and conquering the beauty of orchid pots. Next, we will use a sharp pair of sterilized scissors to cut off all the rotten or damaged roots. This is very important, because if we keep the diseased roots, the fungus and bacteria will continue to grow and spread to the healthy roots. At the same time, when we remove the damaged part, the plant will focus its nutrients and energy to nourish the remaining roots, helping the plant recover faster and grow new, healthier roots. This remaining leaf, although still looking green, is actually starting to show signs of infection. So I will remove this leaf to ensure that the disease does not have a chance to spread to the roots and future shoots. And the rotten tissue sections of the stem, we also need to cut off completely. If left, the disease will continue to spread and cause the root to quickly become more severely damaged. What country are you watching this video from? Let me know in the comments below. It's great to be able to connect and share our passion for orchids from all over the world. The remaining roots and stems after pruning are the foundation for the tree to recover and continue to grow. Next, we will thoroughly clean the entire plant with clean water. This will completely remove dirt, mold, and remnants of rotten tissue, leaving the plant clean and clear before proceeding with the next steps. In addition to English subtitles, you can also enable automatic translation into your language to make it easier to understand the content. To display subtitles in the language you want, open the video, then click the gear icon, select Subtitles Automatic Translation, and then select your preferred language. After cleaning the plant with clean water, we will use a soft towel to dry the entire surface, removing any remaining water droplets on the orchid stem and roots. This helps to limit prolonged wetness, avoiding creating conditions for fungal diseases to develop again. The first ingredient I use to disinfect and sterilize orchids is lemongrass essential oil. This is a natural, safe ingredient that has the ability to inhibit bacteria and fungi very effectively, helping to protect the plant during the recovery period. I use a spoon of lemongrass essential oil and put it in a clean jar. Then, add about 1 liter of clean water to the jar to dilute the solution. Stir the mixture well to dissolve the essential oil faster. Then let it rest for about 15 minutes before using it on the orchid. After about 15 minutes, the essence in lemongrass essential oil is completely dissolved and ready to use for orchids. Next, I poured a portion of the mixed solution into a clean cup. Then soak the entire orchid in this solution for about 30 minutes. Soaking helps the lemongrass essential oil penetrate evenly into the surface of the roots and stems, killing any remaining fungi and bacteria, and protecting the plant before entering the recovery phase. Here, I use potatoes as the first ingredient to make fertilizer for orchids. Next, we will take the potato peel. Many people often throw away this peel, but in fact, it contains many valuable nutrients such as potassium, phosphorus, and natural starch, ingredients that are very good for orchids during the recovery and growth stage. The next ingredient I use is seaweed. This is a natural ingredient that is rich in minerals and trace elements, which helps stimulate strong root growth, increase resistance, and help orchids recover quickly after illness. I use about 2 pieces of seaweed of moderate size for this nutrient formula. This amount of seaweed is enough to provide the necessary minerals and trace elements, helping the orchid absorb nutrients in a balanced and safe way. Next, I will chop the seaweed and potato skins into small pieces. Chopping makes the cooking process easier and also helps the nutrients inside to be released quickly and dissolve better in the solution. After chopping, we put all the seaweed and potato peels into the blender. Next, add about 500 milliliters of clean water to make the mixture easier to blend and the nutrients are well dissolved in the water. What orchid species are you currently growing? Please share in the comments below so I can create in-depth care tutorial videos that are tailored to the characteristics and needs of each orchid species you are growing. Next, we will filter out the residue with a sieve and a clean cloth. This will make the fertilizer solution smoother and help the orchid absorb nutrients more easily and effectively. We add about 500 milliliters of clean water to dilute the solution. Then, stir well to completely mix the nutrients. Then let it rest for about 15 minutes before use. After 30 minutes of soaking in antiseptic, the orchid has been completely cleaned. At this point, we will take the plant out, and this is the time when the plant is ready to absorb the nutrients necessary for the recovery process. Next, we place the orchid in a clean cup. After about 15 minutes, when the nutrient solution from potato peels and seaweed has stabilized, we pour this solution in so that it covers the entire root of the plant. Next, soak the orchid in the solution for about 30 minutes so that the roots can absorb the maximum nutrients needed for the recovery process. After 30 minutes of soaking, we gently lift the orchid out. At this time, the plant has absorbed some of the necessary nutrients from the solution, helping to stimulate root recovery and prepare for a new growth stage. Before transplanting the plant to a new medium, I will apply cinnamon powder to the cuts on the stem and roots of the orchid. Cinnamon powder has strong natural antibacterial and antifungal properties, which help prevent bacteria and fungi from entering open wounds on the roots and stems. As a result, the cut will dry quickly, reducing the risk of rot and helping the plant limit water loss through damaged tissues. Not only that, the essence in cinnamon powder also has the ability to stimulate tissue healing and promote new root growth, helping the orchid to recover quickly and grow healthily after replanting. After applying cinnamon powder, let the plant rest for about a day to let the cuts dry naturally before replanting it in a new substrate. Next, I prepared a clear vase to serve as a planting medium. This type of vase allows us to easily observe the root development during the recovery period. Then, I cut a circular piece of floral foam to fit the bottom of the vase, to act as a base to retain moisture and stabilize the plant during the planting process. After a day, when the cuts on the orchid have dried naturally, we will place the plant in the previously prepared planting tool. As for watering, I use filtered water to ensure the safety and cleanliness of the plant. When pouring water into the vase, only pour a moderate amount, about half of the foam, enough to keep the plant moist, avoiding waterlogging that causes root rot. Next, I use a pot with air holes to cover the mouth of the vase. This helps protect the plant from insect attacks while still ensuring the necessary ventilation. During this period, we should place the plant in a cool, lightly lit place. This is the ideal condition to help the orchid gradually recover, stimulate new roots to grow and regain vitality after a period of damage. I will use the remaining lemongrass essential oil solution and the nutrient solution from potato peels and seaweed by pouring them together. Then, stir the mixture well so that the nutrients are completely blended. This combination not only helps increase the ability to sterilize, but also adds natural trace elements, creating a very good comprehensive care solution for orchids. To care for orchids in the garden, I use a soft cotton pad, soaked in nutrient solution, then wipe evenly on both sides of the orchid leaves. This helps the orchid directly absorb the necessary micronutrients through the leaf surface. Lemongrass essential oil in the solution has the effect of disinfecting, repelling insects and fungi on the leaves, helping the leaves stay clean and airy. Meanwhile, nutrients from potato peels and seaweed provide vitamins, amino acids, and natural minerals to help the leaves stay green, shiny, thick and healthy, and increase the ability to photosynthesize. This is also a way to help the plant stimulate young roots and new shoots to grow stronger. Another way is to water this nutrient solution directly into the roots and substrate. Thanks to the natural minerals from seaweed and organic essences in potato peels, the root system will be stimulated to develop, produce healthy young roots, and absorb nutrients more effectively. At the same time, lemongrass essential oil in the solution also helps to mildly disinfect the substrate area, limit mold and harmful insects, creating a clean and safe environment for orchid roots to recover. Then we put the tree back in the ideal environment in the garden for the tree to continue growing. And here is the result of our orchid after 6 weeks. As you can see, the plant has grown a new shoot, healthy, green, and smooth. This is a sign that the orchid has truly revived. This shoot is gradually replacing the old, rotten tip and will continue to grow to become the main stem in the future. In the root system, you can see many new root tips growing from the old roots. Those root tips are pearly white, plump, and shiny. This is the clearest sign that the plant is growing healthily and absorbing nutrients very well. When many new roots appear like this, it means that the recovery process has been successful and the orchid is ready to enter a new growth phase. The next step is to move the orchid to a new medium. This will provide the plant with a stable, disease-free, and oxygen-rich environment for long-term growth. I will plant the orchid in a pot with plenty of air and drainage holes. The substrate I use here is pine bark, a natural material that is highly breathable, retains moderate moisture, and is especially safe for the root system. Pine bark also helps to limit fungal diseases, while creating an ideal environment for young roots to attach and grow strongly. I will cover the surface of the substrate with a thin layer of moss. This moss layer helps to keep the roots moist and stable, while creating a cool and natural environment like in the forest, where orchids grow best. In addition, moss also helps to limit the rapid evaporation of water, protecting young roots from drying out in hot weather. Here, I continue to add nutrients from potato peels and seaweed to care for the orchid in the early stages. This natural nutrient helps supplement vitamins, minerals, and essential amino acids, supporting the plant to develop healthy roots and stimulating the young shoots to grow strongly. You should use this nutrient to care for orchids in the garden periodically every 2 weeks, so that the plant always has enough nutrients and develops stably. On normal days, we only need to spray a light mist every 2 days to maintain humidity, helping the leaves and roots stay fresh, avoiding drying out or water shock. Caring for orchids is like caring for any plant in your garden. It takes patience, love, and daily care. When you put in enough time and effort, you will witness the magic. New shoots grow, bright flowers bloom as a worthy reward for your own efforts. How do you feel about today's journey? Leave a comment, share your thoughts and experiences of growing orchids. Your feedback is the inspiration for me to continue sharing more useful tips and knowledge, helping every orchid pod in the garden to be healthy and bloom beautifully. Thank you for watching. Wishing you success and joy in your journey of caring for your own orchid pots. See you in the next videos of flower care.